Welcome back. It's been a minute. Um, Somebody finally messaged me and said, Eris is unprofessional. Where the hell have you been? And that is a good question. Um, and that person is probably going to regret asking me to come back because I don't think they're going to like the topic that we're discussing today. We're not going to agree on any of this. But I will say, where I've been, my child had COVID, and the last few weeks have just been a little bit crazy in this house. So I took a bit of a hiatus, and there's been like a lot of craziness, and my daughter is totally fine. She's a kid, and thankfully kids do really well with COVID. She had like 24 hours. She went down to the city, to New York City to see her dad, and brought COVID back from the city. So we managed to avoid COVID for a year and a half, and somehow we got it pretty much as COVID is over. But she's fine. She had 24 hours of a fever, and it was a low grade fever, and then like the rest of it was just a lot of tiredness and aches, and not really wanting to eat that much. But and I would say the worst of it was like the headache and the really bad eye pain. She was complaining of really bad eye pain for about 2 days. But she was diagnosed on a Thursday, and then I would say by Monday she was pretty much starting to get back to normal, and now she's totally fine. She's out and about, and that was last Monday, not this past Monday. So things are fine. I, up until this point, have been unvaccinated, and so because I have an autoimmune issue, as I have discussed in the past, I have an autoimmune issue, and because of that, my immune system would not, well, my doctor didn't really feel like it would be able to tolerate the vaccine. And I was fine with that because I hadn't made up my mind on the vaccine yet. I really didn't know if it's something I wanted. And I know that's a really controversial thing to say, and I'm in the medical field and I'm a medical person, and I had questions. The questions that really couldn't be answered yet because we simply don't have the data. Are they overall effective and safe? Yeah, so far they have been. But there are long-term studies that can't have been done yet because it was so new. And I thought personally, I'm like, well, we don't know what they're going to come out with in the next several years. And they're going to say, it causes this, it causes this. So I was a bit apprehensive anyway, as were a lot of people that I know. And the thing that really bugs me is the demonization of people who don't want to get the vaccine. First and foremost, if you are vaccinated, we know you really don't have to worry. You may very well catch COVID still. It is a very, very small chance that you might have a breakthrough infection, but we do know you will likely not be hospitalized. You will most certainly not die. You may have symptoms. Okay. People get the flu, people get colds, people get stomach viruses. It's okay. If we don't die, we don't get severely ill after it, I think it's okay. But I think what it's, and this is kind of where I have to play devil's advocate with the vaccine. We know for the most part it probably is effective. Do we know for how long? No. But people need to be allowed to, make a risk-benefit analysis in their head and decide what works for them. If you are getting your vaccine, you do not have to worry about the people not getting the vaccine. And there are people out there who are immune compromised, such as myself, who initially couldn't get the vaccine. And I would never tell someone that they have to mask up or vaccinate for me. I made a decision with my doctor, and that was my choice. And if I was so scared, and I really didn't want to catch this, and I was that terrified, I simply could have put on an N95 and stayed in my house forever. And I wasn't going to do that. And I never caught COVID, thank God, and I took care of my daughter, totally unvaccinated, and I did not catch COVID. I had a PCR test done at the end of the quarantine, no COVID. And I actually started having symptoms of that I thought might be COVID. Nope, just allergies. So I said, you know what? We're going on vacation. First vacation in 5 years, by the way. And I'm going with my daughter. No one else is going. And I thought, what if my luck runs out and I catch COVID? And it's like the one time I catch it, and I have a really, really bad issue with it because of my immune system, and my daughter is stranded someplace, and I'm in the hospital. And now someone's got to make arrangements to come be with her, and there's it's traumatizing. And it's expensive, and it would upend a lot of people's lives. And so I made the conscious decision to get the vaccine. And I got jabbed last week. and I got extremely sick from my first jab. Really sick, like 24 hours without getting sick from it, and then the symptoms started, and it was really bad. And now I'm fine. And I really do hope in the long term that everything will be fine with that vaccine. But we have been browbeating people and shaming them because they didn't want to get the vaccine. And to the smug people who think that they're smarter and they somehow know something different, you're not smarter, and you don't know any better, and you don't know anything different. You made a decision that was correct for you and correct for your situation. And people will always do that. And we live in a country, thank God, where we have freedom of choice. Most of the people anybody who wants a vaccine right now can get one, by the way. You want a vaccine? I didn't make an appointment. There were people at the beginning of this, when the vaccine rollout started. I actually had the vaccine offered to me before it went public. Before it made it, disseminated its way down, I was part of the first group of people that was eligible to get the vaccine, and I did not get it. And then after that, once the public was allowed to get it, people were driving, they were making appointments on the computer, they were trying to get appointments, they couldn't get them local, and they were driving 3 hours away to get this vaccine because they were so desperate to get it. And, when you really want something, you're going to get it. And I don't blame them. A lot of these people were older. I do think that people who are older, who are more likely to die from COVID, or who are severely compromised by their health, I think they should get it, if they want it. But if they don't, okay. I walked into the pharmacy last week and I did not make an appointment. And I said, do you have the vaccine? They said, yes. I said, I'd like it. And they said, okay, fill out this paperwork. And I got it a few minutes later. It was that easy. We live in a great country. We live in a great country where we let private business, evil pharma, create a vaccine in under a year that now over 100 million people have received. That's incredible. And that brings me to my next point. Masks. No, you're not doing this again. I am not doing this again. I finally got my stupid vaccine, and it is effective. And yes, there's a Delta variant. And yes, rare occasions, people with the vaccine are getting the Delta variant. And of those people, none of them are dying. I think a couple of them, I think four were hospitalized. Okay. No one's dying. And then we're berating the people. We're saying the Delta variant is affecting the people who are unvaccinated. It's the variant of the unvaccinated. So we're shaming the people who are vaccinated. And in the same breath, we're saying, but if you're vaccinated, you still need to wear a mask. So you want people to get vaccinated. You want to shame them into getting vaccinated. And then you want to tell them the vaccine doesn't work and you need to wear a mask again because the people who chose not to get vaccinated, the people that you hate, the people that you shame for not getting vaccinated, we need to protect those people. How about this? Get vaccinated if you want to get vaccinated. Don't get vaccinated if you don't want to get vaccinated. Wear a mask if you want to wear a mask. Don't wear a mask if you don't want to wear a mask. Masks are stupid. And stop making your kid wear a mask. Kids don't need to wear this. Stop abusing them. It's stupid. Your kid's going to be fine. Most kids are not dying from this. It's probably all I've got to say. I just wanted to rant about this. It's Friday. I'm hormonal. I'm cranky. I just worked out. I needed to work out because I'm hormonal and I'm cranky. And I just really am tired of watching the White House and the CDC flip-flopping, and they cannot get it straight, and they keep changing their mind, and most of it is they change their mind, and then they don't even have any data or science to back it up. This is nonsense. Tell me what you think. Bitch at me all you want. I really don't care. Go for it. In fact, I want you to tell me why you think that masking up again is a great idea for the entire country. I want you to tell me. And then I want you to tell me why everyone should get vaccinated if we still need masks if we're getting vaccinated. Please, tell me in the comments below why, if you want everybody to get vaccinated and then you still want them to wear masks, because they're going to keep being different variants of COVID. COVID's here to stay. We're going to live with this forever. It's going to be different variants down the road. We're always going to have this. It's always going to be with us. So does that mean we should be wearing masks forever? Tell me what you think below. I think I need a drink tonight. All right. Have a great weekend, everybody. Take care, and I will see you next week.